Hello everybody, welcome. Today is a rainy day, so I might lose my service. I'm pretty sure I won't, but it keeps cutting in and out, so I'm gonna do the best I can, and hopefully the internet stays connected the whole time. It's a beautiful day. I really love the rain. We've gotten quite a bit of rain over the past couple hours, so that really helps, but it just really messes with my internet. And since I'm on the edge of service and on the edge of where I'm at, sometimes it doesn't allow me to connect. So today I am going to do fascial maneuvers. I'm a fascial maneuvers coach. And if you don't know what fascia is the interwoven connection, connecting all parts of your body to the rest of your body. It encompasses and holds all of our organs. It surrounds and connects our ligaments, tendons, muscles, and bones, which I believe bones are more for structure and reference point than actual structure. Because structure's connected. You know, when a structure is holding something up, it's connected to something solid, and nothing really touches, none of our bones and stuff really touch in our bodies except in our ears and our teeth, and I don't think there's anywhere else. Anyway, I want to welcome everybody, and I want to wish everybody a happy day. I know there's still a lot of fear and angst in the world right now, just all over, because as the old political power structures shift and evolve, it can feel like a crumbling, it can feel oppressive, and we don't want to let any of those energies affect us. We are here to be beings of light, and we are here to evolve and grow, and I think that's what everything that's going on is about, is evolving and growing and stepping into our power and accepting that we are all beautiful, unique lights. And I want to do some fascial maneuvers with you today. So let's maybe spend one more minute so some people can come in. And I really am enjoying this Friday. It's been a great day with connections. I'm doing some healing work, which seems to be what I do all the time. But I'm really starting to feel like it's affecting me in positive ways that I can actually are measurable and feelable. And I am loving myself more and more all the time. And I suggest that if you're not loving yourself, that is a good place to start. If you can't look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you love you, try that. The first time I looked at myself in the mirror in my eyes and told myself I loved myself 30 years ago, I cried for like 3 days, more like 3 days, 3 hours into 3 days. It was quite eye-opening how much I actually did not love myself. Recently, I have learned that I actually didn't trust myself because I had decided I didn't trust anybody else, and I didn't trust anyone, and I am part of anyone. So trusting yourself and loving yourself is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. All right, let's just go ahead and get started. And I'm just going to do some free flow stuff. I think today I have just a little bit of pressure in my head, and not like I did, but I just want to start off with maybe a head maneuver or two. So to start off, I think I would like to just do an antler twist. I might have started off with this yesterday, I can't remember, but it's one of my favorite moves for relieving pressure out of my head and kind of rebalancing things. So first we're going to take one hand and point it back. I'm going to take the other hand, the left hand, and point it forward. And we're going to stick it to our temples. Just stick it to our temples. And then we're going to twist as we push, really push together, and make your face look funny, okay? Because that means it's working. So I'm just going to relax my shoulders. I'm going to start taking some breaths in and out my nose to help activate the top half. And then I'm just going to move around left to right and breathe. So just really feeling where I need to get the most tension. I'm gonna squat a little bit. I'm gonna look under my right armpit, look down. And I'm using my hands to move my head. I'm gonna look back. And just kind of free flow, move around. As I squish together, I'm lifting a little bit up and a little bit back. I'm gonna release that. It's been kind of a crazy day today. There's just been a lot going on here. Next, I would like to pull my hair. It's one of my favorite things ever. When I pull my hair, it feels like it just balances out my head. So I'm gonna do it both directions. First, I'm gonna take my left hand and I'm just gonna grab the hair on the top of my head. If you don't have hair, you can just use your fingers and twist with your fingers and then take the other hand and pull, but I'm gonna use my hair since I have some, and I'm gonna twist my elbow out, and then I'm gonna grab my opposite hand, my right hand, and I'm gonna pull my forehead to the right. And I'm gonna relax my shoulders, make sure I have my spinal pelvic lock engaged. I'm gonna squat just a little bit to give a little bit of extra tension, and I'm really pulling the hair off of my head. I'm really trying to open up space between my scalp and my skull. So then I'm gonna start moving around and doing big breaths. Relaxing those shoulders. Sometimes I find them creeping up next to my ears. I just want to release those. Maybe look up. Look down. Big breaths. Look to the right under the armpit. To the left under the armpit. Just really pulling and separating those hands and pulling the hand to the right and this one to the left. All right, now I like to do that both directions because my head has had a lot of trauma, and as the impact injuries have made things cronky, I don't know what else to call it, they've gotten out of whack, and I started getting a lot of asymmetry in my face. And so as I've done the maneuvers both directions, it's really helped to balance my skull back out, and then it started opening back up again. So now I'm gonna take my right hand, I'm gonna slide it into my hair. And like I said, if you don't have hair, just grab your head and twist. But I have hair, so I'm gonna take advantage of that, and I'm really just twisting really tight, getting a nice big handful, and I'm pulling up and back, taking my left hand, and I'm pulling this direction. And then I am also kind of stretching it a little bit of an angle right now, because I notice when I pull different, you can check, you can pull different directions, but I'm noticing that I get the most tension when I kind of have a this way, like up and to the left a little bit. I'm going to drop my shoulders. I'm going to just kind of squat a little bit and breathe. Switching to nose breathing because I think it drops more force into the head. Dropping my shoulders. I keep catching myself with my shoulders up. I'm going to move around. I'm going to squat and look down all the way. Lifting up with my hand more than my head. To the right. To the left. Down. And back. Oh, that's really nice for me. Okay. Now, I just felt that. I felt that relax my shoulders a little bit as I was stretching, just pulling my hair and stretching my forehead. I could feel it releasing down the back into my neck a little bit. But now I think I'm gonna do a thing where I am just gonna put my fingers on either side of my neck, right at the base of my skull, and I'm just gonna pull out. I'm just gonna pull out, and then I'm gonna lock that in place. And then I'm gonna lean back into that as I'm stretching apart with my fingers kind of dug underneath my occiput right there. And then I am going to stretch that out, and I'm just going to lean back a little bit and take a staged breath in my nose. So I'm going to breathe in. I'm making sure my spinal pelvic lock is engaged, my shoulders are relaxed, and I'm pulling that skin apart at the top of my neck there. And I'm just going to rest my head kind of on those hands, and I'm going to breathe in my nose and hold it, and hold it, and again, and I'm going to hold it in, move back and forth, left and right, and then I'm going to, now I'm going to lean forward, just stretching it to the sides. I'm not pulling up so much, I'm pulling out, because this is where I get a lot of constriction in here. And I don't really have that much anymore, but it just feels really good to open that up. And I'm just really pushing up into the bottom of the skull area where all of those tiny little muscles and things get tight and constricted. I've been rear-ended a bunch of times in vehicle accidents and car, motorcycle, just, yeah, a lot of rear ends. So that whiplash affected my neck. And then when I broke my collarbone, really look back and take another staged breath. Breathe in and hold it again and again. And then I'm just going to let my hands slide out as I breathe out that breath. Oh, that helps my shoulders. That actually helped into my ribs, which when you get whiplash, one of the main areas that affects you is right there where, like, when your thumb rests and your lower ribs right here. Because this whole thing goes like this, right? Especially when they slam into you and then you run into the car in front of you and then they slam into you again. It's like boom, boom, boom. So all of this whole spine and neck area gets tight and constricted. So now I'm going to actually go to this area where I was feeling the tension, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to grab and I'm going to pull my hands and my thumbs apart. I'm really finding that spot right there in the middle where my thumb wants to sit, and I'm pulling it towards the front, and I'm going to pull down a little bit. I'm going to bend over just a little bit, and I'm going to just breathe and move, creating some space between my armpit and my ribs, leaning over a little bit and looking to the right, looking to the left and leaning to the right, just really stretching between my thumbs and pulling down, trying to get as much space into my rib cage as possible so that it helps me breathe even some more. Relaxing the shoulders, and then I'm just going to slide my thumbs around and just keep pulling. Now I'm going to shake my hands out. Just shake that out. Next, I would like to carry that down a little bit more. So now I'm going to grab the skin above my hip on the left side. Now my hip is right here, and I'm grabbing it, and I'm going to push that down. So my hip is now here, but the skin is really stretched between my ribs and breast area and my hip. So I'm stretching that, and then I'm going to take this hand and I'm going to reach back as far as I can, and I'm going to really pull that to the right. I am going to squat just a little bit, and then I'm going to breathe and move. Lean over a little bit and stretch it some more. Turning my head to left, squatting a little more. Just really feeling inside where those tension spots are. Now I'm going to put that hip out a little more. Oh, that's good. So I'm going to stay there and just kind of rotate back and forth. Dropping my shoulder and swaying back and forth. Okay, now I'm going to let that go. Now I feel like the left side of me is taller or longer now. So I want to balance that back out. So I'm going to again, find my hip bone, and I'm just gonna slide that skin. And you know, if you can't, that's fine. Find another place where you feel some tightness or tension. I mean, it could be way up here for you and right here, wherever you feel. But for me, when I just pull that skin down over my hip, it kind of locks it in right there. I'm gonna reach back as far as I can. And see, this is that rib that's still out just a tiny bit. Ooh. And so I can really feel that. I can feel it in this area here. So that means that rib is trying to roll back over, and that is awesome. So we're just gonna pull that apart, pull that left hand around. I'm gonna squat just a little bit. I'm gonna lean. I'm gonna rotate around a little bit, look to the right. Take a big giant breath. Move around. Really push that hip out. Squat just a little bit. Look over my shoulder, drop my shoulders. Pull it around. I feel like I need to do a circle. So I'm just gonna do what I feel my body needs. If you need to jump up and down, do that. If you need to go circles, if you need to do oblongs, if you need to just sit there still and breathe, whatever feels best for you. I don't live in your body. I can only tell you what feels really good in my body. So next, I wanna twist my hips. I've been having some kind of weird hip thing going on, and it sometimes makes my toe a little owie. So I know there's some kind of pinching somewhere in this area that's restricting that flow. So I'm gonna twist this one forward, my left one, and I'm gonna twist my right one back. So I'm just grabbing it. If you wanna do it like this, or you might wanna twist them both forward, you might wanna twist them both backwards. That feels good too. Actually, I'm gonna twist them both backwards. That feels really good. I can feel it like releasing into my intestines here. So I'm just grabbing where that hip is, and I'm just twisting. I'm pushing down on the bottom of that bone right there and pulling up on the top of that bone. And then I am gonna squat. And I'm just gonna move back and forth. I'm like an adjust my maneuvers as I go girl. Because every day is a new day. Every day my body wants something different. I'm gonna lean back a little bit. Again, leaning back and forth. Really jutting those hips out. Oh, that actually released my neck. That's amazing. I love maneuvers. They're one of the best things ever. It's a little bit like the massage I do, but I can do it on myself. It's really hard to work on yourself, but with the maneuvers, it's like the greatest toy ever. Your own body. You know, I am my biggest experiment ground, so everything I tell people is generally things I have done on myself for years, decades. Next, I feel like I need to release the fascia in the top of my thighs. So I'm going to start on this left side. And first I'm going to squat a little bit and see if it's tighter this way. So I'm really just reaching around and grabbing that thigh and pushing out and kind of judge it. And then I'm going to grab with the opposite hand and see if it's tighter in today. So I'm going to twist in like this. I'm going to step back a little bit with my right foot, and I am going to push my hip out as I rock back and forth and I breathe really big breaths. As I'm really twisting that hip, really twisting that thigh inwards, because for me that's tighter. It's generally tighter the other direction. And I'm just going to rock back and forth, straightening my legs in and out. Now I'm just going to stretch a little bit to the right and open up in the middle there. Oh yeah. Just come back and slowly unwind. See now, that has released. My left foot feels a little more solid into the ground. Hi, Ruby Jean. And this hip definitely opened up with that. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the right side. I'm going to reach under and twist it in. And then I'm just going to feel and see a little squat if it's releasing that way. And then I'm going to try the other way. Yeah, see, it's the same direction on both sides. It's so weird because one was out, now this one's in. So I'm just going to honor that. Some days are both in, sometimes they're both out. Some days one goes the opposite direction. So I'm just going to really grab and twist that. I'm going to squat a little bit. I'm going to step back with my other leg, and I'm going to rock back and forth as I straighten out and stretch in that area. Just moving around. Just stretching and releasing that area with intention. The more intention you have, intention is everything. Everything you do, if you try to have your intentions set for the greatest outcome. Ooh, relax my shoulders. And put that hip out a little bit. Oh, something cracked in there. And release it. That's really good. I really like that. I think I need to do a knee torque now. So I'm going to angle this down just a little bit more. And then I am going to twist my knees. And again, I want to feel, I'm going to do them both at once. First, I'm going to check and see which way is tight. See, this way is tighter today. Which my body is unwinding, so it's kind of like Jacob's ladder. First to the left, first to the right, down the middle. You never know. So I'm twisting in. And then I'm going to squat into it a little bit. Drop my shoulders. Make sure my spinal pelvic lock is engaged, and then I'm just going to rock back and forth, kind of straightening one leg and the other as I move. Squat a little bit more, dropping my shoulders. A little bit more squat. Down a little bit more, and coming back up. Now that really helped my toe, that one. Really helped my toe. I feel like the front of my shins relaxed a little bit. I actually broke out into a sweat all over my whole body when I did that, which hasn't happened for a little while. And then I think that's pretty freaking awesome. Because that means my body's releasing some energy that's not supposed to be in there. I mean, some kind of toxins or some kind of energy or some kind of that is coming out. I know, my feet feel a little bit flatter too, and I feel like I'm just more grounded. You know, going from the head down to the feet, it kind of helps bring me out of my heady self with all my Gemini rising energy. And let's just kind of integrate just a little bit. And I'm just really feeling inside my body to see where I might need a little bit more love. And today, I think it's just my wrist. I'm just going to do a little wrist release, and then I'm going to do a head-heart connection. So I am going to, I've done this a couple days because I've really been making a lot of stuff lately. So I'm really just locking my fingers and my thumb in, and I'm just dragging it down as hard as I can. And if you'll notice, my hand gets kind of white because I'm really stretching it. And I'm going to grab my fingers, I'm going to curl it up, and then I'm going to move back and forth. I'm actually going to bring it above my head, and I'm going to lean over to the left, my head to the right. A little bit more lean. A little bit more. And then I'm going to bring my hand down. I'm going to bring it down like it's an elephant trunk. And then I'm just going to move my hand up as I open and close my hand until I get up there. Oh yeah, that's what I needed. That guy, I need to put him next door when I do this. Hush! Alright, there's probably a squirrel. The squirrels love to torture him. Anyway, and now I'm going to do the other hand. So I'm wrapping around and I'm really sliding this. And then until I get a nice tension. See how my hand starts to get white? I'm going to do that, and I'm going to reach my fingers, curl it up a little bit, and then I am going to move around and breathe. Moving around, bring it above my head, lean over. If I put the opposite foot and kind of cross over, it gives me even more stretch. I'm going to bring it down and do like an elephant trunk. Kind of wants to go figure eights this time. Sliding it up and sliding it while I'm flexing and my fingers. There we go. See, that made my feet feel even flatter by working on my wrists. It's just amazing how the different pressure zones affect everything. That is the magic of fascia. I love this. Next, I'm going to do, oh, my neck just cracked. See, that cracked my neck even when I just moved my head from releasing my wrist, because everything is connected. Now I'm going to place my right hand on my heart, my left hand on my head, and I am going to breathe in my mouth, and I can imagine the connection between my head and my heart. And I really just want to synchronize, imagine energy coming in and joining these two, because when your head and your heart are in balance, your body puts out different brain chemistry, different biochemistry. It puts out relaxation chemicals. It puts out the non-stress hormones, if you will. And so we really just want to connect all this. So take a couple big mouth breaths. Dropping the shoulders and really feeling that connection. Something has him really riled up. Well, and the deers are rutting right now, so. In the nose. And bring my hand down. And I just want to thank my heart for all that it's doing for me, for the connection to myself, my higher self, and to Source. And just allow myself to feel the gratitude for my body, for my life, for all my challenges and all my lessons, because everything that's ever happened for me, not to me, but it's happened for me so that I can grow and evolve as a human being, as my own little personal goddess in myself. And it is changed my life to come to this realization that everything happens when it's supposed to happen, how it's supposed to happen. That's helped me relieve myself of guilt and shame and all those things that don't serve anybody. They just hold you back from your true self. And I just want to thank my heart for that. Today is a step 16 day. So that means you are connecting with spirit. It's about intuition and listening, receiving what your heart says. Step 6 and step 1, receiving what your heart says so you can be balanced in receiving connection and information from the universe. The universe is ever expanding. It is love. It is light. But without duality, without the bad things happening, we wouldn't know what the good things were. Without the darkness, there is no light. Without the light, there is no darkness. We live in a duality world. If you keep your attention focused on what you want and where you're going, then that energy is fed to that and it gets bigger in your life. And thank you for coming, and I appreciate you. And hi, Ruby Jean, it's so good to see you. You're so awesome. I love everybody, and I'm glad you can make it. And I will be here tomorrow for day 18 of 30. I've been here 17 days in a row, and I feel really awesome. Take care, everybody.